In this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to you or show you how you would answer a question on aesthetics in your exam. Before we actually look at an actual question, I think it's worth just quickly reviewing the theory of aesthetics. Aesthetics is a design factor, and it's a really important design factor because often it's the aesthetics is the first thing that you're going to see when you look at a product, and it's the aesthetics that often determines whether you're going to buy that product. So aesthetics is a very important design factor. So in order to evaluate a product in relation to aesthetics, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to learn a range of aesthetic aspects, and it's identifying these aspects and how they're used in a product that will enable you to answer these types of questions. So what aesthetic aspects do you need to know about? You need to be able to recognise how colour and shape has been used in a product. You need to know about harmony and how it's been used in a product. You need to be able to recognise balance, whether symmetry or a product is symmetrical or asymmetrical. How is pattern being used to improve the aesthetics of a product? Texture can also be used to make a product look good. Contrast, proportion, form, line, all of these aspects you need to know about. And once you know them and are able to recognise how they're used in a product, you should have no problem answering a question on aesthetics. So let's have a look at an actual question, just so that we know how to approach it. So here we've got a question that says, a digital clock radio is shown below. Discuss the aesthetics of the clock radio. You should refer to 4 different aesthetic aspects. Now that's important. You will know if you repeat an aesthetic aspect, like for example, you talk about contrast, and 2 of your statements you're focused on contrast, you will only get 1 mark. You won't get a mark for repeating the same aspect a second time. So we need 4 different aesthetic aspects in relation to the design of this clock. So let's have a look at possible 4 design aspects. Harmony. Harmony and shape has been used in the clock. Circular buttons, right up here, circular dimples, a circular body makes the clock appear easy on the eye. In terms of balance, the clock is symmetrical, which is often associated with beauty. Another technique that's been used in the clock is the use of pattern. So a dimpled pattern contrasts with the smooth surface of the clock, and what this does is it adds interest to the design. And finally, colour has been used in relation to the different tones of grey. And what this does is this creates a sophisticated and sort of high-tech look to the product. So there's 4 examples, and as you can see, for each one I've identified a particular aspect and given a reason as to why that aspect has been used. Okay, thank you for listening.